Hi, and welcome to the Shoot from the Heart podcast with me, Diane Bell. If you want to write a script, make a movie, or quite simply live an abundant and creatively fulfilled life, you are in the right place. Each week I'll share with you tips, techniques, and real-world information that will inspire and empower you on your path. Thank you so much for joining me. I am rooting for you all the way. Let's do this. Hello, beautiful screenwriters, filmmakers, and creative souls. Welcome to episode 41 of the Shoot from the Heart podcast. I'm recording this live today on Instagram. If you're here with me live, hello. And if you're listening to this later on the podcast, hello to you too. I love you so much. I've been receiving so many lovely messages about the podcast. It makes my heart full and happy. I started the podcast at the beginning of this year. What a crazy year it's been, but it's just been one of the nicest things. Doing this every week, hearing the feedback from people, knowing that we're connecting and that maybe in some ways this podcast is helping you navigate your journey as a creative person in this crazy world. So on that note, today, let's talk about what we have today. And today I want to talk about how to create miraculous results and what that actually means and what that actually takes. The reason I want to talk about this is because I had a couple of messages. I actually had more than two, but these two stood out that were about a similar theme. The first question I was asked was somebody said, can an ordinary Jill get the kind of results that you have had in your screenwriting and filmmaking career? Okay. And it was like, quote unquote, ordinary Jill. So can an ordinary person get these kinds of results? Somebody else asked, and I'm going to reserve my comments on this question until I get into this, but somebody else asked me, the fact that you sold your first screenplay without an agent, that you got hired to write a script with an A-list director without an agent blows my mind. It gives me so much hope. Everybody tells me that's impossible. So it's amazing. But how can I achieve those kinds of results without seeming pushy? Because she said, it seems like everybody thinks I'm just really pushy and that I'm not doing things the way I'm supposed to. You're not being a good girl. You're doing them the way you're meant to, but you're being a pushy person. So these two questions together, and as I say, there was a couple of other ones along this theme this week, just made me think about this question about how are extraordinary results achieved? And if you know my story, I have had a couple of times in my life where extraordinary results have been achieved, where things that are not normal, that people would say can't happen, happened. For instance, selling my first screenplay. I didn't have an agent. I was a yoga teacher living in Barcelona, and yet I sold it to a reputable LA producer, made real money for it, all those things. And people just say, that doesn't happen. That's not possible. Shortly after, hired to write a script for an A-list director. Again, not possible, not normal, right? Not a typical result at all. Most people would say you need to write 4 or 5 screenplays before you sell one. Most people would say then you definitely would need an agent in order to write something for an A-list director. Now, after that, of course, I made my first movie. And again, another atypical result. I made the movie for $140,000, no stars, didn't know anyone, just made it like that. And the film got into Sundance. And again, that's not a typical result. You know, that year, I think 98.4% of films didn't get in, right? I think it was 1.4% of movies that were submitted got in. So this was not a typical result. So how are these things happening? I want to share with you my thoughts about this, about why they happened. And I don't think it's to do with simply luck. And I don't think either, as the first questioner would be suggesting, that it was because I am special in some way. As I said, her question was, can an ordinary Jill get these results? I wrote back to her, I said, I am an ordinary Jill. I'm not special. I did not have any sense that I was special when I was younger, growing up or anything like that. None at all. On the contrary, through my 20s, I was absolutely convinced of the opposite, that not only was I not special, but somehow I was just awful. There's some artists I look at and, you know, they're the artists that always knew they were going to be artists and they were already on that track by the time they were in their early 20s. And it was always clear that that's what they were going to do and that was their goal. I was not like that. And that's why I say I was an ordinary Jill. I was someone that just befuddled my way through my 20s, not sure about at all what path I would take. the idea of actually directing a film didn't come to me until I was 35 years old. So I do not consider myself sort of exceptional in any way. I consider myself 100% an ordinary Jill. So yeah, in a short answer to that person, yes, an ordinary Jill can get those results because I've had them and I do consider myself ordinary. But the underlying point here is the assumption is that somehow people who have these, crazy successes, people who get the miraculous results are in some way special themselves, that there's something that's anointed about them. And I just reject that idea. I don't think that's true whatsoever. The second question said, how do I achieve these results without being pushy? And this question, the underlying meaning of it that I detect is that achieving epic results is all about creating massive effort, that you have to just push your way through to get those results. And if you don't push your way through, you're not going to get them. And I also don't believe that to be true. I don't think you have to be pushy. I'll be honest. I feel like when I have achieved these results, I've always been taking a lot of action. That is absolutely true. But I have never been pushy. I have felt very relaxed, very at ease, very just in my own lane and in my own space. And yet these results have happened. But it hasn't been the result of massive pushing at all. I think the key to getting the miraculous results, and as I say, this is what we're looking for in life. If you're a screenwriter or a filmmaker, you're not looking for conventional results. Conventional results are you won't sell your screenplay. Conventional results are you won't make your movie. Conventional results are if you do make it, no one will ever see it. That's the statistical reality of the fields we're working in. So if you want the conventional results, those are the results you're looking for. If you're looking for miraculous results, you're looking for you sell the screenplay and you make money. You're looking for you make your movie. You make a good movie. You're looking for you make a good movie and it sells or it gets into the festival of your dreams. Okay, so that's what I mean by miraculous results. They might seem like ordinary things on one hand, but they're not ordinary in our industries. So if you're looking for those miraculous results, I think they occur when, first of all, you are completely in alignment with them. What do I mean by that? It's about your true heart's desire. It's about the fact that you are creating work that's completely aligned with your heart, that you're operating from a place of authenticity, that it's coming from a place of truth inside you, all of it. And I think that when you are creating work that is designed in some manipulative way to get these results, but it's not coming from your heart, I think those results are going to be much harder to achieve. The miracles happen when you feel a desire in your heart for a certain result, and you start taking the intuitive, instinctive action towards it, which may not be the conventional action at all, which may not be what everybody else would recommend at all, but which is 100% what your heart is guiding you to. And I think when you act in that kind of alignment constantly and in that space, that is where you will allow for the miracles to happen. That is how they happen. So number one, you are aligned with the goals that you have and with the work that you're putting out into the world. Number two, if you want to get these kind of epic, miraculous results, you must take consistent action towards them. And you do not give up taking consistent action towards them. And to me, this isn't about being pushy. There's an interesting difference in this world of taking action from a place of lack or taking action from a place of abundance. And I just want to take a little detour to talk about this for a moment, because I think it's really important when we talk about inspired action, when we talk about taking action towards our goals. Being pushy, for me, comes from being afraid. If I'm afraid that I'm not going to get what I want, then I start to act pushy. I start to get, I'm panicky about it and I'm going to grab for it. If, on the other hand, I feel absolutely sure that the thing is coming to me, I can relax, I can be at ease, and I'm not being pushy anymore. I know that what I have is of value. I know the wonderful things are going to happen, and I don't have to be nervously pushing for them to happen. I can just relax and enjoy the ride and let them unfold. Do you see the difference? It's like a small shift, but it's probably the most crucial one to take. The third thing that I thought about, when I was thinking about how you get these miraculous results, was that you have to have faith that they are coming to you. This ties into number 2 and what I'm talking about. So you're taking consistent action, but you're having massive faith. You have massive faith. Does that mean that you never have a moment where you doubt it? No, of course not. You're a human being. You're going to have moments of doubt. You're going to have moments of fear. That is normal. But overall, if you're acting in alignment with your heart's desires, if you are creating work that is in alignment with your heart, if you then have massive faith that the thing is coming to you, and you trust the guidance of your heart and keep taking the next step, keep doing the next thing, and you keep doing it no matter what, even in the face of 50 rejections, even in the face of 100 rejections, you keep going. That, to me, is when you will have miraculous results. That's what it's all about. So the faith component ties into the action thing, because as I said, if you're taking action from a place of fear, if you're taking action from a place of desperation, if you're taking action from a place of doubt about the value of your work or the value of yourself in this world, it's never going to be good. You're never going to get the results that you want. But if you're taking action from a place of, I am doing my best work, I feel guided to doing this work, I feel guided to putting this out in this particular way, and I am following through. And I know that my work is of value, and I know that I am of value, and I have nothing to prove. I won't be a more valuable person once I sell the work. I won't be a better person. I won't be a happier person. I'll be none of those things. I'm already all of that. And when you're coming from that place, this is when the miracles start to happen. The miracles for me, when I had these incredible results, they never came from massive pushy action. They always came from, I'm taking action. I'm not sitting on the couch just visualizing selling a script and it just sells. That didn't happen. I rented a car. I drove to a film festival. I talked to 1 million people that I felt really uncomfortable to talk to. I did that. But I had enormous fun doing it. And I was just smiling the whole time and thinking, what an adventure this is. And even if I don't sell my screenplay, what a great time I'm having doing this. And I don't know, if I had never sold it, would I have been disappointed? Probably, yeah, because I just believed in it so hard. I believed in it 100%. I believed 100% that the script I had written was at least as good as 80% of the movies I've ever seen. I believed it was at least as good as that. And I believed it could be better. I believed it could be, in the top tier of films. Of course I believed that. Otherwise I wouldn't have been doing that. I wouldn't have hired a car and driven to a film festival to try and sell it. But when you have that kind of faith, then maybe that's the foundational block, the faith. Knowing that you are of value, your work is of value. And then it's from there you're taking aligned action. And from there you're just you're consistently doing it no matter what, even when you get no's, even when you get setbacks, even when everybody else tells you you're crazy, you keep going. Miracles don't just happen. They do happen. They do just happen. But they don't just happen by themselves. You have to play your part. You have to step up. You have to show up. If you want to get the miraculous results, and please, what's the point of doing this if you don't? You must be aiming for the miraculous results. If you want to get those kind of results, if you want to get the miraculous results, really look into these things. Look at your mindset above everything. And I say this all the time. It's not necessarily about writing the best script that was ever written. That would help, of course. I'm not going to lie. What's probably more important is that you believe it's as good as 90% of the scripts out there. You really believe that. And you're able to take action from that. And the script feels totally aligned with who you are and your purpose on this planet. And you just feel completely at ease. You feel this complete letting go of it. You're going after it with everything you got, but at the same time, you're handing it over. You're just handing it over. If it happens, fantastic. If it doesn't, you're going to have a brilliant time on this journey anyway. You cannot lose. You cannot lose. And I really believe when you work like that through everything, through writing your script, through putting it out in the world, everything, you will get the results. It might not be in the time frame that you want them to be happening. Usually mine are not. I've often told the story that for me, one of my big motivators when I first started was I really wanted to go to the Sundance Screenwriters Lab. And it took me over 8 years. And I think I submitted like 6 times. Somebody asked me, and I didn't get in, by the way, I didn't get in all those times. Somebody asked me recently, they wrote to me and they said, I heard you say that you submitted to the Sundance Screenwriters Lab like 8 times and didn't get in. And they said, did you even get into the second round, or did you get into the finals or something? And I said, just to put your mind at rest, no, I never got anywhere close. They never even, I think at most I got a letter back saying, thanks for submitting, try again next time. I didn't get anywhere. I didn't get quarterfinal, semifinal, nothing. But I stayed on the path. I kept doing it. I kept going. I kept writing my stuff. I kept making other opportunities for myself. I didn't wait for that. I didn't give up for that. I just kept going. And eventually they did invite me. Eventually it did happen. But that was after I'd actually made a movie. So whatever your dreams are, whatever the miracle is that you are seeking today, it is yours. It can be yours. If it's your heart's true desire, it's meant for you. Your job is take aligned action. Let it come from a natural, authentic, organic place in your soul, and feel what is the right step for you every step of the way. What am I being guided to do? What is the right thing for me to do? And then do it. And do it again and again and again, and do it with faith. And if you do this, and if you really keep clearing yourself, clearing your own mindset, clearing your own energy, you're unstoppable. This is how it happens. So, to the person who said, can an ordinary Jill get results? Oh, hell yeah. Anyone can get results. Everybody who gets the results is an ordinary Jill. There's no one else on this planet. We're all as amazing and extraordinary as each other, and also as ordinary as each other, all of us. So cast that from your vocabulary. You can get the results. Everybody can get the results. But you have to choose this. And you have to make it a priority that you're going to work in this way, that you're going to be open to the miracles by working from alignment, by listening to your heart, by taking the consistent action, and by having faith. And if you do those things, you won't be perceived as pushy by anybody. There's no issue of pushiness because it's all coming to you, and you will get the miracles that you dream of. I promise you. That's it for this week. I hope, as always, that this has been helpful for you or inspiring. If it has, please, please, please consider leaving a review for this podcast wherever you're listening to it, or screenshot it and just send me a message on Instagram. I'm at Diane Bell. I love to hear from you. It means the world to me. I appreciate you so much. I know that you have so many podcasts you could be listening to, and truly it's an honor that you chose to listen to this one today. Thank you. Stay in touch. Be well. Let's get together again next week. Take care. Bye.